Good afternoon, everybody. It's a beautiful Sunday for Philadelphia Catholic League basketball. Bob Long here, Joe Chiron, for what's sure to be a great Philadelphia Catholic League matchup between Archbishop Carroll and LaSalle. Patrick Gallagher is with us on camera, and this should be a big-time game here. Archbishop Carroll, one of the top teams in the Catholic League. They sit at a 5-3 record. LaSalle, playoff hopes on the line here today as they have 4 games to grab at least one more win. And they're hoping more than that to find their way into the back half. Should be a lot of fun. Excited to be here with you all. Stay with us, as in just a few minutes we'll have the introductions. We'll have the opening tip here on Bob Long Sports.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
I chose CCM because I have found that this company, on the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused, production-first company. I have not found that anywhere I've worked, and I've worked at one of the largest banks in the world, down to the smallest tiny community bank and correspondent lender. No one has been able to consistently deliver that message.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself, Des Holmes and Mike Miranda, your disruptors on the Penn State offensive line.
This year, you're going to see all 4 guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football, or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
And we welcome you back inside LaSalle College High School. Bob Long, Joe Shuron here. Tip-off about to commence. Anquan Hill against Horace Simmons for LaSalle. Starting lineup for Archbishop Carroll: John Camden, Tyree Kettner, Dean Coleman, Newsom, Amari Stewart, and then Hill in the circle. For LaSalle, Mike DePietro, Jake Timby, Liam O'Donnell, Shane Holland, and then Horace Simmons. We're underway. Archbishop Carroll in red, LaSalle in white. John Camden, who transferred in this year, a good shooter in a big frame, and puts Archbishop Carroll up 2-0. He's been really good in his move to Archbishop Carroll and a tremendous force outside. And with that body length, it can be a very difficult thing for defenses to handle. Here's Mike DePietro inside. He's blocked by Anquan Hill and brought down by Tyree Kettner. There's a deep three. No good there, and nobody rebounding for Carroll, so Timby will bring it the other way. DePietro can hit that from the top of the key. They'll work it around. Simmons with his back to the basket. O'Donnell giving the three. Instead, he'll drive. Simmons, a corner three. No good. DePietro got a hand on it, but John Camden poked it away, and it looked like he jammed his wrist in the process. Inside they go, Tyree Kettner, so strong inside, footwork, and gets it to fall. Nicely done from Tyree Kettner, a guy who in this building last year, Joe, was really good through 3 quarters. Archbishop Carroll in the first round of the PCL playoffs had a 17-point lead, and then a comeback for the ages for LaSalle pushed them forward to the Palestra, but Kettner was a big part of the early success for Carroll in that game. Mike DePietro, big three there. His spot, Joe, from the top of the key, he's very good from there.
Yeah, I'm surprised people are still leaving him open from up there. He's proved that he can make it pretty consistently up there, and people still continue to leave him open.
And a great fast break. Horace Simmons finishes on the assist from Jake Timby. LaSalle with a 5-4 lead, 5 minutes, 48 seconds to play, first quarter. Camden, that's a deep three, and he hits it. A very real threat from beyond the arc. Given his 6'7" frame, you might not initially think that's the case. Now Simmons has trouble, guarded by Hill. DePietro, extra pass for Timby. In and out from 3, and Kettner brings it down.
That was a nice pass by DePietro to find Timby on the 3-point line for an open shot.
Now Kettner trying to establish position. DePietro working hard. There's a skip pass to the corner. Open 3, no good. And a great box out by the freshman Simmons. LaSalle offensively gets into their set in the half court. O'Donnell had a shot if he wanted it. There's a skip pass for Simmons. Backing it out, and the Explorers work it around the perimeter. Patience from the home team. DePietro now over for O'Donnell. Guarded by the longer Camden. Goes right at him anyways. Couldn't get it over the front rim, and Kettner so strong on the defensive glass. And Tyree Kettner. Guys, we have breaking news here on a more national basketball scale. It also involves a gentleman that cut his teeth in this area. Reports are saying that Kobe Bryant was involved in a helicopter crash near Los Angeles. Timby, a deep three, no good. No initial word on his status, but it doesn't sound good. Certainly prayers with the Bryant family and everybody else involved with that, as John Camden hits the 3 to make it 12-5.
Hopefully everybody's all right.
That's terrible. Shane Holland, high off the window, no good, but he's fouled by Anquan Hill and will shoot 2 at the line. Now another report's out there saying that there was indeed a crash of the helicopter, no survivors, 5 people on board, and not confirming who was on it. But again, other sources saying that Kobe Bryant was potentially involved in that crash. What a horrific story that would be. The pride of Lower Merion High School. Philadelphia has always been a basketball town, and he, as much as anybody that's ever come out of Philadelphia, in terms of success and representation, people that so many people around here identify with him. 2:51 to play. Archbishop Carroll a 5-point lead. You know, you see a lot of people around the gym here on their phones as well, where you otherwise might see them paying more attention to the game. I think word is spreading around here at Widmore. As Kettner finishes and one, Isaiah Turner picks up the personal. And Kettner to shoot 2 at the line. One more look at that offensive carom. Turner with the contact. Kettner too strong, finishes.
Southbound number 55, Isaiah Turner. That's his first, team's first. On the line, shooting 1, Tyree Kettner.
Kettner hits the foul shot, and Archbishop Carroll leads 15-7. Sam Braun has checked into the game. Big there for LaSalle. He played for the first time in over a month against Bonner Prendy on Friday night. Holland no good. Rebound brought down by number 3, Dayon Polk.
Interesting to see how Sam does today. He's a big spark plug coming off the bench against Bonner.
No doubt about it. I think he's immediately one of the 2 or 3 best players on this team when he comes out there. Pure athleticism. There's another look at the offensive foul. The discard with the offhand of John Camden. Second team foul against Archbishop Carroll. First against Camden. Timby runs the point here for LaSalle, guarded by Coleman Newsom. There's a back cut from Burano, right back for Sam Braun. Can't hit the 3, and nobody rebounding on the offensive end. Electing to get back in defense and try to take your chances against this Archbishop Carroll half-court attack. Anquan Hill, guarded by the smaller Sam Braun. Polk has to get rid of it. Good hands there by Isaiah Turner, and Verano will pick it up the floor. Verano hit on the 3. Caused it to come a little bit short, but will shoot 3 at the line. And Joe, that's a big one there for LaSalle. Any chance to put points on the board with the clock stopped here, cut this deficit a bit, is important.
Yeah, they really needed that. And something Explorers do well is they move the ball around, and they have good ball movement in a half-court set. They just can't convert and score, so this is big.
And he hits the first. Verano has been really good for this Explorer team. A secondary 3-point option from the guard spot. Certainly DePietro can provide that as a big man. You can have Shane Holland, Liam O'Donnell as well, but really a sharp-shooting, catch-and-shoot guard as he hits 2 of 3 there. But Verano, a key sophomore, not just to this team, but I think the future of LaSalle basketball as well. Camden, a good strong catch in the lane. Polk thought about the step back and will pull it back. We're under a minute to play now, 50 seconds to be exact. Camden, a step back, tough shot, in and out. Liam O'Donnell, what a rebound that was, and he's fouled by Archbishop Carroll's number 0, Amari Stewart, the senior. That's great effort from the 6'1 guard.
Foul 0, Amari Stewart. That's his first, team's fourth.
.40 seconds left. Braun with the basketball. Here's a double high ball screen. Braun all the way to the 10. He's blocked by the 6'8 Anquan Hill and picked up by Kettner. What a defensive play that was there, Joe.
Yeah, I came right in there and stuffed him at the basket. That was a nice play.
There's a 3 from the corner from Polk, no good, and another rebound for O'Donnell. 12 seconds left. Salle take the last shot. Might want to move a little bit. 7 seconds left now. As Braun takes the high ball screen again. Now he'll dive to the 10. That one does go down in the final seconds of the first quarter. And LaSalle trails 15-11, but they got a few consecutive points there, a 4-0 spurt to end the first quarter. Nicely done by the Explorers to hang in. This portion of today's game brought to you by KC's Alley in Ambler. Great place to watch the game. Great place to go get a meal or some drinks with friends and family. KC's Alley is my favorite place to go after the game. We have had great support from them as well. They put all the football games for LaSalle this year on the 80-inch big screen. That's right, 80 inches right there in the center of the restaurant, run by a LaSalle family. There's really no reason not to go over there, check it out. You'll enjoy yourself, and you'll be coming back sooner than you know it. That's KC's Alley, right by the train station in Ambler, a proud sponsor of LaSalle Athletics and Bob Long Sports. Beginning of the second quarter here, Joe, what do you think is the key coming out of each huddle?
For LaSalle, I think it's kind of keep with the pace they were setting at the end of the quarter there. I think Sam was doing a very good job at getting to the basket, and if he can continue to do that, they might be able to set up some perimeter looks. And Carroll, I think number 11's been really dominant today so far, and I would keep trying to get him the ball. And same with number 4, he's been having a really big game. So I'll keep trying to dominate inside and try and get 11 open for jump shots.
I like it there, Joe, no doubt about it. And Isaiah Turner will come onto the floor. He provides good size and presence, a guy that can kind of match up in some ways with Tyree Kettner. Now, Kettner, a senior heading to Bryant next year, his tact as well as his size make him an really unbelievable force here in the Catholic League this year. But Turner might be a guy that can hang with him. Now he's going to attack him offensively, and he's going to need some help. 20 seconds into the second quarter, Braun with the basketball. And you can start to see the offense being a bit more deliberate, trying to find the way to get the ball to Sam Braun. Now he has it on the wing with 7:28 to play. Braun will pull it back. Patience here from the Explorers, trying to find a seam in the defense. Verano goes up high to bring it down, and they'll reset. This is already a 55-second possession here coming out of the break for LaSalle. Sam Braun for 3. No good.
What a possession by the Carroll defense to just hold LaSalle. Barely didn't give them anything that possession, and force the 3. No points.
Kind of a hoist there, and Camden more of the same. Can LaSalle get some numbers here? It's a 4-on-2. Timby, extra pass for Verano, and he elected not to go up with it. Skip pass for Liam O'Donnell. That's a good-looking 3. No good, and Anquan Hill just snaps it away at 6'8". Those long arms and an incredible wingspan. Kettner got the position he wanted. Extra pass to the corner for 3. In and out. And Verano comes the other way. No numbers here for LaSalle. That's a good look for Timby, though. In and out. I think you'll take that one, though, if you're Mike McKee, given some of the looks that you've gotten in the half court, knowing that some of those will fall for Timby. That 3 is good. Amari Stewart and a timeout called. 6:02 to play, second quarter. It's Archbishop Carroll 18, LaSalle 11. To update on that story, it certainly seems more and more real. The more reports that are coming out about Kobe Bryant being involved in a helicopter crash, and separate reports saying that of that crash, nobody did survive. What a tragedy here, all across the country and the world, certainly, but involving the Philadelphia high school basketball scene. Potentially nobody more emblematic of what comes out of Philadelphia high school basketball than Kobe. You know, there is no college to associate him to. He's a Philly guy, Lower Merion High School, and Philadelphia thought of as a basketball town, and he's on the Mount Rushmore of it. Out of the timeout, LaSalle breaks the huddle. Joe, your thoughts here. 6:02 to play, second quarter.
I think Carroll's going to try and limit the open transition looks LaSalle's been getting, because in the half court, LaSalle's been utterly kind of stopped here on offense, and the only open looks they've been getting is on this transition. So they'll probably stop that. And LaSalle, they'll probably try and move the ball around a little better, set up some screens to see if they can get open.
It's a man-to-man defense here for Archbishop Carroll. Verano for three, in and out. And the closeout so strong with the speed of this Carroll team. LaSalle just a little bit off from deep. Here's a three from the corner, Stewart. Not that time. Pulled down offensively, couldn't finish, and O'Donnell will pull it down on that secondary miss. Not a good pass, though. And fortunate, LaSalle's going to get it back. Another look here, and just some good anticipation there from Archbishop Carroll. No doubt about that, but a pass you can't make. Oh, man, a deep three there. Nick Verano, nothing but net. Ho, catch and shoot, my friend. Can't sag off that guy. Nice job again. O'Donnell has been tremendous both defensively and on the glass. That time hopping in the passing lane, Joe.
Yeah.
And it's a 4-point game. This time they put more length on Verano. Shane Holland dives to the 10. Extra pass to Petro. Good look. Can't hit that one off the front rim. And again, the guards are treading back on those shots, Joe, and I certainly think it's because of the imposing front court of Archbishop Carroll and their ability to run out. Figure get back and get into the half-court set. This a 2-3 zone. They're shooting over the top, no good. And a great rebound there again. Boxed out in positioning from the big man, Mike DiPietro.
LaSalle's done a really good job defensively this game, or this quarter, really, stopping Carroll here.
Timby, he'll launch and hit the three. Timeout called, 3:59 to play, second quarter. One more look at this one from the corner. All in rhythm, all in one motion. And Timby, the senior, a big three to cut the deficit to just one. And big thanks to Mr. Johnson on this one. Rob Johnson, Director of Multimedia here at LaSalle. When you get the Woj bomb, unfortunately, I think you know it's legit. Adrian Wojnarowski is now confirming that Kobe Bryant is among those dead in the helicopter crash. Terrible, terrible news there. And something that'll hang over this game in Philadelphia high school basketball for a long time here. I know we keep bringing it up, but it's just one of those things, Joe, that doesn't feel real when you hear it. You know, just days ago we were talking about LeBron James passing Kobe Bryant on the all-time scoring list, and that's just an incredible piece of news to throw on top of that. Obviously, the LeBron news and the LeBron accomplishment now pales into comparison to what happened here today. It just doesn't feel real. A guy that I grew up watching. I'm a little bit older than a lot of you guys, obviously, but he was my generation growing up.
And just so young, too.
Oh,
very tragic.
And, of course, brings back memories of other Philadelphia athletes involved in similar type things. The most recent one, Roy Halladay, crashing his plane in the water, and just such sad things. A lot of prayers for his family, a lot of the community still associated here with Philadelphia. 3:40 to play, second quarter. Good one here from LaSalle. Some big threes to keep them in this one. And the defense hanging tough. Anquan Hill, no good. High in the air it comes. Timby got up high, and O'Donnell comes away with it. Here's Verano. He'll spot up for three, and LaSalle leads. Back-to-back-to-back triples, and the Explorers a 2-point lead over Archbishop Carroll, one of the top teams in the Catholic League.
What a tip by Timby to set up that play.
No doubt about that, Joe. He jumped, and Abel got a tip on the 6'7" Tyree Kettner. Open three, 2 defenders left him in the corner. Couldn't finish, though. Kettner inside, and a strong finish over DePietro. Really nice defense from DePietro, but again, a long rebound comes into the hands of Kettner. And I think DePietro even got a piece of that, but still, it does not matter. We're tied at 20. I do think this is how LaSalle's going to live this year, though, is getting out in transition, creating good three-point looks, and relying on Timby and Verano to kind of outscore your opponents here.
I think those are 2 guys you can trust your team in with scoring threes. I mean, they're excellent shooters, so I'll take it.
O'Donnell with patience, 20 apiece, 2:15 to play second quarter, and now LaSalle will slow things down. Limit the number of possessions, Joe. This isn't a bad idea either.
They did try to do it against Newman, and they couldn't score, so you do have to score when you do try this. It can't come back to bite you.
No doubt about it. But it's a 20-20 game right now. DePietro inside. Great look for Timby. He's open for three. Back iron, no, but that's a great look from the corner. They feign the double on Kettner. Kettner attacks. Tough shot there. Counted and one. Kettner got grazed on the elbow. That's not a lot of contact, not enough contact to keep him below the rim. Able to get the ball above that rim, nothing but net. And Carroll leads 22-20.
Carroll's going kind of cold this quarter from the outside, but just inside they've been killing LaSalle too. You know, one part of their team, you know, goes cold, and our part just heats up.
Stay with us here at halftime. We have Josh Verlin of City of Basketball Love. I'll call him the preeminent high school basketball writing institution here. Aaron Carter in that conversation as well. Andrew Robinson, those guys do a tremendous job. Great to see Josh here. The commencement, once again, of City of Basketball Love, and his coverage is unbelievable. He has multiple writers on the road each week. We'll have information on how you can support his coverage as well. Stay tuned with an interview with Josh Verlin at halftime of City of Basketball Love. COBL for short. Carroll was asking for a 5-second violation. It's a good no call, but I'm partial. Generally, across high school basketball, I get that it's a defense against the fact that there's no shot clock, but it's whistled way too quickly. You know, Sam Brown has forward momentum there, and they're still counting it off. Now out of bounds, last touch by Carroll. We'll get another look here. But again, that count needs to stop. He's still counting that off as Sam Brown's gaining forward momentum. Now he gives it up. I just think there's an issue with the way that rule is dictated here at the high school level, Joe.
Yeah, it's true. It should be like if a guy's trapped in the backcourt or something, you know, and it isn't moving. It shouldn't be I mean, if you're going forward, they shouldn't call 5 seconds.
Right, regardless. Doesn't really make much sense. Regardless as to whether the defender's giving space or not. Now we get a stoppage. I think this is having to do with the clock. There's 40.8 now on the clock. Final minute of the first half. Looks like whatever the issue was has now been corrected. And they leave 41 seconds on the clock. Archbishop Carroll 22. An upstart LaSalle team at 3-7 in the Catholic League 20. Here's Mike DePietro, and LaSalle playing the four corners. They want the last shot.
Well, they have Timby.
And they had Timby open there, nearly intercepted by Carroll. I get that you want to hold for the last shot, but if DePietro can get a turnaround look with the glass to help there, I think you take that.
Yeah. I agree. If you're open, I mean, just shoot.
And there you go.
Right there.
Great play. Off that inbounds play, another look. It's going to be Timby setting a back screen. Kettner a bit slow to react. Timby hangs in tough. And an easy floater in the lane. You'll certainly take that for LaSalle. That high percentage look, even if you give up one more shot to Carroll. Hunker in, play defense, and try to go to the half tide. I love that execution from the Explorers.
That's a great inbound pass to play. I feel like they've run it a couple times where Mike's been able to get open for that layup right there. So it's a great play.
Final stages of the second quarter here on Bob Long Sports. This portion of today's game brought to you by Carey, Garen Boyle, and Jim McLaughlin of the Carey, Garen Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors. Both Jim and Carey are very connected with this community. Really, their family have been entrusted to LaSalle, and you can trust that you'll be treated like family when buying or selling your home with this real estate team. Call Jim at 267-242-5991 or Carey at 267-626-6818 for any real estate questions. Licensed in PA and New Jersey. 17 seconds left. And across the timeline, here comes Archbishop Carroll. Tied at 22. A drive to the hole inside. Kettner had trouble with the handle. Good finish. Down to 1 second, and LaSalle will not get the shot off. Archbishop Carroll gets the final bucket of the half and leads by 2 going into the break. But all things considered, Joe, a pretty good 16-minute stretch. LaSalle right in the basketball game, and a game that they really need for playoff implications.
Yeah, they played really good. They've come out strong. They've played to Carroll. They played aggressive defense. They've been good. Offensively, they've been able to get good looks. They've made a couple big threes. They didn't really consider themselves out when they were down to start the second quarter, and they've really done a good job getting together here in the second.
No doubt about it. It has been a great showing here from LaSalle. A lot more to come your way. Stay with us. A quick break, and then Josh Verlin. We expect him here up in the booth as well. He'll give us some insight on City of Basketball love and the greater Philadelphia community, and we'll get his perspective on Kobe Bryant as well. Stay with us, everyone. It's halftime here at LaSalle.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
I chose CCM because I have found that this company, on the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused, production-first company. I have not found that anywhere I've worked, and I've worked one of the largest banks in the world, down to the smallest tiny community bank and correspondent lender. No one has been able to consistently deliver that message.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself, Des Holmes and Mike Miranda, your disruptors on the Penn State offensive line.
This year, you're going to see all 4 guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football, or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
What does your
All right, welcome back, everybody, inside the studio here, right at the top of the bleachers at LaSalle College High School. Good game here as Archbishop Carroll leads LaSalle by 2. an essential one for the Explorers to get to really make that last game against St. Joseph's Prep potentially matter at the end of the season. And we bring on Josh Verlin of City of Basketball Love to break it all down for us. Josh, I'm glad you made your way out to Winmore here today.
Yeah, it was, good game between two programs really fighting for seeding in the Catholic League, which pretty much everybody is at this point in the Catholic League, unless your name maybe is Newman Goretti. But yeah, great game. 15 minutes from my house, so I figured I'd come on out and see what was going on.
Were you here last year for the first round of the PCL playoffs, that 17-point comeback, or did you hear about?
I heard about it. I was off last year, so I didn't cover any high school games last year. So no, I wasn't, but I did definitely heard about it.
This is the first time that either of these teams have played each other, obviously, since that point. And, I certainly think for the guys that were with Archbishop Carroll now that we're on that last team, a meaningful game to come back to this venue and exact a little bit of revenge. But I think LaSalle's three-point shooting ability, the ability to space the floor and actually get out in transition, has kept them in it here.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. I mean, obviously Archbishop Carroll has the size advantage inside, and Terry Kettner's been able to exploit that. He's got 13 points in the first half. But even as much as he's been able to produce, I don't feel like they've gone inside as much as they could. Yeah. Miri Stewart's got 5 3-point attempts. He's not their best 3-point shooter. I think Carroll's getting sucked into a little bit of trying to play LaSalle's game. They really should be pounding it more inside because that's where they've got the big advantage.
No doubt about it. Josh Verlin is with City of Basketball Love, one of the preeminent basketball websites here in Philadelphia. You guys do a tremendous job covering everything from D1 all the way down to the high school level here.
Thank you.
If you could, tell us a bit about the genesis of City of Basketball Love and your resurgence this year.
Yeah, I mean, we were off last year, as I mentioned, and yeah, the evolution of it, I guess, has really been the first couple of years we really focused on sort of just a few, not a few, but a couple dozen or 3 dozen of the sort of high-level programs, and the more I ran the site and got out there, we started to cover more of the Division II, the Division III, really getting out to all the different high schools. So I've personally seen about 45 different high school teams this year, and that's doing this part-time. Wow. And then between my, the rest of my writers, we've covered, I think, about half the teams in the area up to this point. And there's still obviously a bunch of other teams that we'll be covering in the next few weeks and months before the season runs out. So really the evolution has been from just the high level to really making sure we cover all levels of Philadelphia basketball. The kids who are going to be playing Division I ball, as well as the kids who are going to be playing D2, D3, JUCO, and NAIA.
That's awesome. Well, you guys are the best at it. I mean, from a comprehensive nature of the coverage to the quality of the coverage itself. You guys are out there in the market. And please, go visit these guys. And more importantly, Josh, could you tell us how we could keep what you're doing going long term? Yeah, so COBL's moved to a community-supported business model. So basically we have a site on Patreon, patreon.com, Patreon.com/hooplove215. You can go on my Twitter account at JMVerlin. I've been tweeting the link out pretty much incessantly for the last few months, so apologies to those of you who have kind of been annoyed by it at this point. But yeah, I mean, at this point we have 270 Patreon supporters. My hope is to double that by next season. It's only $3 a month, and if we get to that point of doubling it next year, we'll be able to have full box scores for every high school in the region, just like the Inquirer had before they shut that page down. So we're really trying to get back to box scores, be able to provide statistics leaders and all that kind of thing, as well as double our coverage from this year. Fantastic. Fantastic. So you heard him. Now support him. Josh Verlin, Patreon, HoopLove215. Exactly. City of Basketball Love is one of the great sites out there. Now, when we talk about comprehensiveness of high school basketball, and we talked about this in the first half as well, maybe nobody more emblematic of what defines Philadelphia high school basketball than Kobe Bryant. Everything that he did at Lower Merion. You're a Lower Merion guy. The news is out there. ESPN is confirming that unfortunately he was in a helicopter crash and passed away. What are your memories of Kobe Bryant and immediate visceral reactions? How does this hit you today? It's stunning. I mean, it's like Roy Halladay times 10, I mean, when the news came out that Halladay had passed in a plane accident, I mean, you knew that he was into flying those, sorts of small aircraft, and they can be dangerous, but you never think that's going to happen. But, I mean, Kobe Bryant defines the NBA over the last 20 years, him or LeBron James. And I mean, I still think it's ultimately the Kobe era when you see the way he changed the game, and not to take anything away from LeBron, but Kobe just so single-handedly defined. I mean, he was the Lakers for 20 years, the preeminent program in the NBA, the player that everybody wanted to be like, the marketing icon.
the fact that, I mean, and to have a wife and 4 kids, but just the fact that he's gone from the basketball community, because you knew with the years that, the decades that everybody assumed he had left, the impact that he could have had, not just on Philadelphia basketball, but international basketball.
Right.
And to lose an icon like that at 41 years old is just, it's stunning. I mean, I think my friend Ari Rosenfeld put it best when he said, you both know that this news is real and yet are still hoping that it's not. And it's going to take a long time to accept that Kobe Bryant just passed away at far too young an age.
No doubt about it. Stunning is the word that I come up with here as well. Simply can't believe it. And everything that he still had to give. Like you said, he had a brilliant mind for basketball. We'll lose that. We'll lose the philanthropic side as well. And everything that would have come with him. And certainly Lower Merion will grieve. The community will grieve. It's all still very real at this point where we just need to process it. And thank you very much for helping us to do that, giving us your thoughts on that. Any last thoughts on Philadelphia basketball at large and anything you're seeing out there that the folks out there should know about?
I think, honestly, the thing that I've realized this year is the future is bright. I think, and no offense to this year's current seniors and juniors, because obviously many talented seniors and juniors out there, but I think the freshman and sophomore classes and the talent level we've seen in the area from those freshman and sophomore classes mean the immediate future is very, very bright for Philadelphia high school basketball especially.
No doubt about it. Well, we'll be there to see the future. I know this guy will as well. As long as you get out there and support him. That's City of Basketball Love, patreon.com/hooplove215. Make this guy a part of your daily routine. Josh, we'll let you get back to it.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks for being with us.
Of course. Thanks for having me on.
All right, just a quick break, and then we'll be back for the second half.
Neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dumpyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
I chose CCM because I have found that this company, on the level of scaling that we have here, the volume that we are doing, to truly have every department head and employee fully engaged in the mission of the company to make it an originator-focused production.
And welcome back, everybody. Beginning of the third quarter here on Bob Long Sports. Bob Long, Joe Shuron, and Patrick Gallagher is with us on the camera. An initial weave here from Archbishop Carroll out of the break. Let's see if they do continue to get the ball inside the way Josh Verlin said at halftime. That's Kettner, no good. Got his own rebound, count it, and one. Mike DiPietro just brings the hands down, and that allows Kettner to draw the contact, not here, but right here, as Kettner finishes in traffic. They actually called that one on Timby, which I don't know if I see that as the call, but nonetheless, Kettner misses the foul shot, and it's a 4-point lead for the Road Patriots of Archbishop Carroll High School. Horace Simmons back out there on the floor. Didn't see a ton of him down the stretch in the first half. Braun sits on the bench. DiPietro rolls. Here's Timby. DiPietro with patience. Now Timby with it. 7:11 to play, third quarter. Shane Holland pulling it back out of bounds. Tipped away there by Dean Coleman Newsom. Good defensive play. Had DiPietro just for a second inside, but the collapsing Tyree Kettner imposing for certain. Here's Liam O'Donnell, thought about the three. Right-handed dribble, now behind a back screen. Timby, extra pass into the lane. And that one hit the wire, would not go off the shot from Mike DiPietro. But a pretty good look there, Joe, and I think a good offensive possession. LaSalle will take that look.
Yeah, I would take that look too. I mean, that was a very nice shot. Just didn't go his way.
A lob, kept in bounds. What a play that was from both Liam O'Donnell and Mike DiPietro. Timby guarded tightly. He's able to get the ball back. And he's fouled there. Dean, Coleman, Newsom. Francis Bowe does not like the call. Watch this arm right here. And just a little bit off camera, but the foul called there as he reached in. 6:07 to play third quarter. Good back cut. And Mike DiPietro finishes again. That's the second really nice out-of-bounds play that LaSalle has taken on. And a good finish again by the big man at 6'5", Mike DiPietro. There's a deep three. It's good. Amari Stewart hits the three from deep, and Archbishop Carroll leads 29-24. Joe, that's his 6th three of the game. As we heard from Josh Ferlin, he thought maybe that's not their best offensive look, but he hits a big one. Timby for the answer. Got it. The lead is down to 2 again for Archbishop Carroll. Camden, that's an NBA range three. No good. A little short. Not too surprising there.
I think he could definitely hit that three.
He can. He might also be able to get that same look right at the line. Holland is fouled by Anquan Hill. That's the team's second for Archbishop Carroll. Neither team in particular trouble from a foul perspective. That's his second personal foul. 5:05 to play third quarter. Timby off the ball screen. He'll tee it up for three and hit it again. Jake Timby heating up here for the LaSalle Explorers. He's the guy you need to light the lamp. That's an even deeper three. That's not even close off the hands of Stewart, and that cannot be the look that Francis Bowe wants.
Yeah, I don't really know why he's taking that. I mean, they were doing so good working it inside, and he's just pulling up for three.
And there, watch this one, big time from Anquan Hill. Not a good pass there from Shane Holland. He kind of had that clock ticking in his head, Joe, with the 5 seconds, and just not a good pass given away.
Yeah.
There's Timby again for three, and again good. 3 straight for Jake Timby. And Francis Bowe is audibly frustrated with his team, saying, how do you leave that guy open? I'd probably have the same question if I were the head coach of the defensive team that just gave up 3 straight to Jake Timby.
Yeah, I would agree too. I mean, especially on like back-to-back possessions too. Yeah.
Right. And additionally, you're blessed if you're Archbishop Carroll with 6'8", 6'8", and 6'7", going across the front court.
Oh.
So you maybe don't need help defense there with that front court on Shane Holland driving to the hoop.
Yeah.
I think that's a conversation now, don't you think?
Yeah, I would have to think. I mean, just
wow. Didn't look great there, Joe, coming out of the timeout. Camden, that's a fall-away 3, and it's nothing but net. Carroll with the answer. They lead by 1.
I was really surprised earlier in the game when it kind of took Camden out of the game plan. he was having a big game to start, and then second quarter, didn't really see much of him. Be interested to see if he kind of gets back more involved. I mean, see him bring out the ball to start the added the timeout, but.
What an incredible move that was from Tyree Kettner. Good finish with the offhand. And Sam Braun lost the ball. Foul called against Braun. Braun rolled right over the defender.
Salle foul number 2, Sam Braun. That's his first.
Kind of looked like they were both going for the ball.
Inside, Kettner finishes again. And Archbishop Carroll another 2. They lead 38-33, a 5-point lead. Big moment in this game for LaSalle right now, Joe. Archbishop Carroll got the answer. Sam Braun's going to draw the foul. Got to get a shot out of this possession. 2 straight turnovers for the Explorers.
Coleman, Newsom.
It really does feel like a momentum switch toward Carroll right now, so it'd be interesting to see if they can just score and kind of keep it balanced, you know.
For the Patriots, number 3, Coleman.
Here's Timby behind the back screen for 3. Back iron, no, and taken away from Mike DiPietro. Camden there for the rebound. Anquan Hill is fouled, and he will be going into the shooting motion. I'm going to take one more look at that if we can. There's the foul. Boy, that is a lot of continuation there if you look at the replay. And Mike McKee audibly saying this is not the NBA. Coach, the replay will be in your favor when you go back and watch it later.
Team's third. On the line, shooting 2.
Anquan Hill misses the first. Second one is good. 1 of 2 for Anquan Hill at the line. Time is now for an answer from LaSalle. The full court pressure here from Archbishop Carroll has clearly frustrated LaSalle a little bit. Let's see what the adjustments can be for the Explorers. Great look. DiPietro can't finish, but he'll shoot 2 at the line. Great penetration off the right-hand dribble from Sam Braun. Beautifully unselfish play, contact, and that's one I think DiPietro is going to want to go back and finish. But a chance to put 2 on the board. 2 big foul shots coming up for the senior, Joe.
Yeah. I think he's been doing good all year. That's the guy you want at the line. More than one of the guys.
DiPietro hits the first.
I was really hoping he didn't miss, and I jinxed him.
The old announcer's jinx, huh, Joe?
Yep.
Are you a superstitious man?
Yeah, a little bit.
Just don't want it to involve you, huh?
Yeah.
DiPietro hits both. You're a classmate with Mike DiPietro as well, senior here at LaSalle, helping out on the broadcast, which we very much appreciate. What can you tell us about some of these guys?
Oh, they're all really nice guys. Yeah, I mean, they're all nice guys. Fun having class with them. Yeah.
Isaiah Turner picks up the foul. That is the 4th against this team. Isaiah Turner, his 2nd personally. And a foul is called again. Let's get a look. It's going to be Turner again. Keep a close look here. Oh, he got him. McKee doesn't like that one. That was a pretty good elbow up to the face area. Did not see that one in live time. Hill, what a cut inside. Too strong. And a good rebound there. Tapped initially by Braun. Here's Timmy the other way. Verano, corner 3. Good! And we're down to 1 again. And Joe, it's been answers from distance here for LaSalle today.
goes to show what can happen when your shooters are on, you know? Having a big game. Verano and Timby.
Should have a good finish on our hands here today. Camden inside. Good finish. John Camden, a finish at the hole. One more look here. That's beautiful. Now Timby on the other side. Sam Braun takes the ball screen, shoots the three. No good. Jennings couldn't get a hand on it. Good, strong rebound in the front court by Anquan Hill. Kettner throws it away. Not a good look. Good job by Nick Verano. Now Sam Braun cuts to the hole. Last touched by John Camden, and I think he realizes that, hey, if I hadn't touched that, that's going out of bounds on LaSalle. One more look. There's the tip by Camden out of bounds. Joe, I think this is a big point here for LaSalle, though. These opportunities to inbound under their offensive basket. They can run double screens. Timby and Verano are on today. Chance to get an open look without putting the ball on the turf. And there it is. It's Timby. Now DePietro. He'll launch and hit the three. And we're tied at 41.
LaSalle has been so good off the inbounds play today.
And that's coaching right there. Creating looks for your guys, and the guys executing it to perfection. Now the defense trying to hang in. Camden, that's a deep three, no good. And another rebound here for LaSalle. Under 1 minute to play, third quarter. Timby will pull it back. 40 seconds on the clock. And LaSalle looks to hold for the last one. Let's see if Archbishop Carroll takes too much of a chance, though, and if LaSalle can get a bunny the way they did towards the end of the first half. LaSalle has scored 19 points in this quarter, one of their best outputs of the year. Looking for more. Braun drives and throws it away. Not a good look there. John Camden, the long arms to make the interception. Now LaSalle needs a stop. It's tied at 41. 6 seconds left on the clock. Coleman, Newsom, hesitation dribble. Floater, good. And that will expire the rest of the clock here in the third quarter. Archbishop Carroll takes a 2-point lead into the fourth. A good running floater by Coleman Newsom.
That was an excellent quarter by LaSalle, but not in the way they wanted it to.
But they're heading to the fourth with an opportunity to win the basketball game, an important one for them. This portion of today's game brought to you by Carrie, Garen Boyle, and Jim McLaughlin of the Carrie, Garen Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors. Jim is a LaSalle alumni. His father and 3 sons attended LaSalle. Carrie's family has been at LaSalle for generations, and she currently is a sophomore in the class of 2022. A wrestler, mind you. Call Jim at 267-242-5991 or Carrie at 267-626-6818 for any real estate questions. Because just like they've trusted their family to LaSalle, you can trust that you'll be treated like family when buying or selling your home with this real estate team. They're licensed in PA for all your real estate needs. Eight minutes left in the game. Fourth quarter about to commence here on Bob Long Sports. Bob Long, Joe Shuron here. It's a huge game for LaSalle. We talked a little bit about it, but LaSalle is one of 4 teams that likely will fight for the final 2 spots in the Catholic League. In some order, you'd expect Newman Goretti, Archbishop Wood, Archbishop Ryan, Bonner Prendergast, Cardinal O'Hara. All 5 of those teams have only 2 losses. Bishop McDevitt is 6 team with just the 2 losses. Archbishop Carroll with 5-3, Roman Catholic at 5-3. That's 8 teams right there. 10 teams get into the playoffs. St. Joe's Prep currently 9th at 4-4. West Catholic currently 10th at 3-5. LaSalle currently 11th at 3-7. There's a foul. He couldn't finish. Great attack to the bucket by Mike DePietro. That one deserved to fall. A lot of contact, got it over the rim. Such strength from the senior, but it just rolls off the side rim. And Devin Prep, who has the head-to-head on LaSalle, is 2-5 in the 12th spot as DePietro misses the first. So those 4 teams likely fighting for those 9th and 10th spots. Conwell League and Father Judge Lansdale Catholic, all 0-10 on the year. 1 of 2 for Mike DiPietro. Bearing to be mentioned, though, is that West Catholic at 3-5 does have the head-to-head on LaSalle first and foremost, and still will play Conwell Egan and Devon Prep. So with a win there, they could be in a very good spot to lock up their spot. Anquan Hill spins inside. Pretty good defense there from O'Donnell and a good rebound. Great positioning from O'Donnell defensively. And O'Donnell is fouled. That's the 6th team foul against Archbishop Carroll. That's certainly of note, Joe. This is a LaSalle team that is a pretty good foul shooting team. And when you think back to last year, it was Archbishop Carroll struggling from the foul line in the 4th quarter of the first playoff game in the Philadelphia Catholic League. Could foul shots again be a part of the story in this venue on the first time that these two teams have played since that unbelievable game last year? DiPietro, he'll cut inside. He's blocked from behind. Excellently done by Anquan Hill. That was clean. Now LaSalle has to hustle back defensively. A long 3 from Hill. Can't think that that was the look, but Camden brings it down. Under 7 minutes to play, 4th quarter. An essential game here for LaSalle. A drive inside, jump stop. O'Donnell has to get up and does. Now Kettner spins inside, muscling his way in, and he finishes it. We have a whistle on the floor. The referee called time. Mike McKee not particularly pleased. And it looked like he called an intentional foul, potentially, if I'm reading the lips correctly and observing what's going on the floor.
He's bleeding. It's not bleeding. He's bleeding.
So Liam O'Donnell has a little bit of blood on the elbow. That's why it was stopped. They're going to give him a minute to get that cleaned up. They're going to do their best to get O'Donnell out there on the floor. Quick bandage should do it. O'Donnell's back out there with the rest of the 5. All right, so LaSalle back to the other end here. Sam Brown will bring it up the floor. That was not the most emphatic official's call that I've ever seen, but that was the call. O'Donnell now stitched up, ready to go. 45-42, Archbishop Carroll with the lead. Brown is poked at from behind, and he'll shoot 1-1 at the line. 7th team foul against Archbishop Carroll. Amari Stewart picks up the personal.
That's his 4th, team 7th. On the line, shooting 1-1, Sam Brown.
Big foul shots here for this LaSalle team, no doubt about it. Brown hits the first calmly. Deficit is down to 2 for the Explorers, and Isaiah Turner will check in. This might be one here, Joe. Turner, a guy big, strong. Kettner gets the ball. Might be something you think about. Do you send him to the line and take the chances with him making 2? As opposed to him in close to the rim where he is so strong and skilled. .45-44, Archbishop Carroll with the lead. Camden's had a nice day from on the arc. Camden on the dribble drive, kicked it, and that goes off Liam O'Donnell and will stay with Archbishop Carroll. 6 minutes, 5 seconds to play in the 4th quarter of regulation here. A double against Kettner. And the safety valve is Anquan Hill. There's a deep 3, no good. Camden with a long rebound. A fall away, won't go. Rebound Kettner and a finish. And Kettner, sometimes it is just tough to box him out. So good inside. That's a third chance, though, for Archbishop Carroll, something you can't have if you're LaSalle. Turner, an offensive foul. This replay isn't going to give us the elbow, so that would be the only thing here. But Kettner is deep. I thought he went down a little bit easy. There's the punch out.
Yeah, I think he went. He sold it pretty good. I'll give him that. But he did go down a little easy.
Yeah, I don't know that Kettner goes down that easily
No.
in a normal situation. And there's an offensive foul. Liam O'Donnell continues to play excellent defense. And that's one as well. He saw the shoulder dip. He went down perhaps a bit easily as well, but you can't have one call without the other. And that's a big one, as it is an offensive foul, so LaSalle will not shoot, but it's the third against Coleman Newsom. Here's an open three. It's good. Nick Sperano ties the game at 47. Punch for punch here on a Sunday afternoon from Winmore.
Another guy wide open off an inbound play.
Here's a ball screen. Good cut to the basket. Coleman Newsom, a great finish. And it's 49-47 Carroll. Here's Holland. Carroll has to be a little bit more careful defensively with the on-ball defense, as any foul would send LaSalle to the line. Timeout called Mike McKee, 4:53 to play here in the fourth quarter. Full timeout on the floor. Good time to remind you to go visit our partners at KC's Alley in Ambler, right by the train station. It's a great bar and grill, a great place to go watch the game. Got a great meal with family and friends. And Ambler is a hopping town. I don't know if you've been there recently, Joe.
Yeah.
It's a great spot.
It is.
And KC's Alley, one of the best spots to go, the best spot to go, in Ambler. And that is our wonderful partner, run by a LaSalle family, and a great sponsor of LaSalle Athletics and Bob Long Sports. That's KC's Alley in Ambler, proud sponsor of all our broadcasts. All right, so what do you have coming out of this timeout here, Joe?
Well, if I'm Carroll, I'm going to keep working it inside. I don't think Salle hasn't proved to me that they can stop it, and I keep doing that. LaSalle, I think, I don't know, find a way to stop them inside on defense, and I think offensively, if Sam Brown's on the floor, let him spread the floor at the running, I guess running point effectively, and keep trying to get your shooters open because they've just been phenomenal today.
Bear in mind that the rest of the schedule looks like this for LaSalle. Next Friday afternoon, a game at Roman Catholic. Though they are 5-3 in the Catholic League standings, just like Archbishop Carroll, that feels like a daunting task. Then they go on the road again to take on Archbishop Wood the following Friday, the 7th of February. And then St. Joseph's Prep, Speedy Morris's last regular season game, is here. That's certainly a must-win, the St. Joe's Prep game. But another win in the meantime would give you a lot of momentum as DePietro can't hit. Rebound there. A recoil from Braun. In and out. Knocked away by Carroll, and they get the rebound. So this, Joe, essential here for the Explorers if they can find a way. Hesitation move. Good strong finish there from Dean Coleman Newsom. 4-point lead for Archbishop Carroll. 4:19 to play. A double high ball screen. A quick switch on from Camden. Tough shot there from Braun. He's fouled by Camden. And a chance to score with the clock stopped. Another look here. Camden, just a little body contact there. The hand check will send Braun to the line. Let's see if they give him 1 and 1 or 2. They did say that Braun was in the shooting motion, so he'll shoot 2 at the line. Big time from Sam Braun. Needs one more. Horace Simmons checks into the game. Nick Sperano and Mike DePietro check out for what I can only imagine, Joe, is a short respite. Sam Braun hits 2 of 2 from the line. And I think we'll also see a lot of Sam Braun down the stretch. Anquan Hill goes up high. LaSalle in a full court man-to-man look. Coleman Newsom will run the point. Nice job defensively here from LaSalle. Coleman Newsom, now Camden. Camden loves to let it go from here. And he will, and he'll hit. That's from 3. John Camden again from 3. Makes it 54-49. What an answer from Archbishop Carroll. Timeout called by Mike McKee. 3:24 to play. And this, a timeout as much as anything to get Nick Sperano and Mike DiPietro back out there on the floor. DiPietro, you see him coming to the scorer's table now. A huge game coming up this week for LaSalle's benefit, shall we say, is a game between Devon Prep at 2-5 and St. Joseph's Prep at 4-4. You know, that's one where if Devon Prep wins that game, they go to 3-5, which certainly LaSalle will take. Archbishop, or I should say St. Joseph's Prep at 4-4. You don't want them picking up their 5th win. And for St. Joe's Prep, it's Roman Catholic at Devon Prep, Newman Goretti, Archbishop Wood at Archbishop Carroll, and then here to finish. So those 4 wins have come against the bottom of the standings. An extra win there could put even LaSalle in a really tough spot and in need of a game like this to even tie them in the standings at 5 wins. So a Devon Prep win in that perspective would help LaSalle, but bear in mind that Devon Prep, with the win here at LaSalle a few weeks ago, would have a head-to-head in the any type of seeding below 10. So that's to be bared in mind. However, Joe, what's very interesting about the Philadelphia Catholic League is the 10th spot cannot be determined by a tiebreaker, by a head-to-head tiebreaker or any other. So if there are 2 teams tied for 10, you'd have a game on Tuesday night before the Wednesday first-round playoff games, play-in games. That would be the play into the play-in, essentially. Timby, no good on the 3, and brought down by Carroll. So all these games so important for LaSalle. First things first, got to manage the next 3+ minutes. See if you can get a win here today. Here's Camden. Archbishop Carroll with a lot of patience. Drive inside, couldn't finish. Big rebound there. Kettner taken down. Francis Bowe wants the foul call. Braun will attack. He's fouled and will shoot 2 at the line. Another look here. And Braun right off your camera to the left there, able to take some contact, couldn't finish, but will shoot 2 at the line.
What a way for Sam just to go in there and stick with it with 2 guys, like practically throwing them to the ground.
No doubt about that. And Braun has connected consistently from the line here today. Chance to cut this to a 1-possession game with 2:31 to play. Shane Holland back into the game. And Braun 2 of 2. Horace Simmons checks into the game, replacing Sam Braun. 30-second timeout on the floor with 2:31 to play, and it is a chess match here, Joe. The offense, defense on both sides. It's a 3-point game. We're seeing Holland on. Now Brown's going to come back on with the use of this timeout. You know, it might have been one where they were looking to go offense, defense, but now they're going to pull Braun right back off the bench and onto the floor. Didn't miss a play. I think this is important, and the big thing for me is how do you get Nick Verano on the floor? Because this is one where maybe you do want a bit more length defensively for rebounding purposes, but Nick Verano and Jake Timby, by far your two best three-point shooters at this point.
I mean, I agree. I don't really know what they're going to do. Maybe try an offense-defense thing. We'll see.
It will be Archbishop Carroll basketball, and what LaSalle will do, Joe, is come out full court. Nobody will guard the inbounder. Liam O'Donnell facing the rest of the floor. Here's Hill with it. And Camden picks up his dribble in a tough spot. Here's Anquan Hill with it, and he's across the timeline. LaSalle was able to speed up Archbishop Carroll last year. Big double. Now Anquan Hill driving to the hoop. Foul. Count it. And one. One more look here as Hill is going to dive to the hoop. Shane Holland comes over. Certainly still sliding. Good finish through traffic and contact.
Shane Holland. That's his first. Team 7.
Let's see if Carroll can execute from the line.
It's a 56-51 game for Archbishop Carroll. 2:12 to play. Anquan Hill gets the roll, and it's a 6-point game. Final 2 minutes and 10 seconds. LaSalle has been here all game. Can they find a way back into it and get themselves a win? That's a deep three for Verano. No good. Maybe just a bit of a hoist there. A quick trigger. Hill across the timeline. He'll attack again. Verano on the floor. And a timeout called by Francis Bowe. LaSalle asking for a travel. One more look. Certainly all about the timing, and the replay does not give us the time of the whistle, but it sure looked like Hill was falling to the floor before Bowe turned to the official and yelled, and that's why LaSalle wasn't particularly thrilled with the no call. Bowe gets the call, though.
Looked like the ball was falling out of his hands, too.
Well, if the ball's falling out of his hands, now that becomes a question of did he control it and was it a travel?
Yeah, that's true.
So if you saw that, then maybe that's a little bit different there as well. But a full timeout here on the floor. Good finish coming our way. LaSalle has only committed 7 fouls, so bear that in mind as well. We're under 2 minutes to play. Front end of the 1-and-1 would come with the next foul that LaSalle commits, as long as it's not in the act of shooting. So that's one where if you're Mike McKee, you're devising how do you get a steal first and foremost, and if you can't get that, who do you want to direct the ball to? Who would you most like to see on the line with a chance to miss the front end? LaSalle is digging their way back in the game, but Archbishop Carroll and Francis Bowe, they've handled the pressure fairly well here today. They're trying to finish this game off and move to 6-3 in the Catholic League. And Verano got his hand on it, couldn't corral it. It did go out of bounds. Archbishop Carroll to inbound, and LaSalle will try to coerce a steal here with 1:42 to play. And he's fouled there, Anquan Hill. That whistle was a bit delayed, was it not? I mean, I certainly think there's a foul right here, and then right here, and then finally we get the whistle.
On the line shooting 1-and-1, Anquan Hill.
Mike McKee's got to be like, listen, we're trying to foul now. Blow the whistle. It does come with 1:39 to play. Second personal on Sam Brown. Hill, the front end of the 1-and-1. And he hits the first calmly. 3-possession game here for Archbishop Carroll. Anquan Hill 2 of 2 from the line. And Carroll has delivered from the stripe here today. Braun will dive to the tin. Good look for Verano. There's a blocking foul that will send Sam Braun to the line. One more look. Let's see if we get this at the tail end. Tough really to tell from that angle, but Braun will shoot 2 at the line.
Coleman, Newsom, that's his 4th. On the line, shooting 2, Sam Braun.
Braun continues his great day at the line, and no doubt about it, Joe, this team is different with Sam Braun on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, just his driving ability sets up so many other opportunities around the floor. And defensively, he's been a presence too.
And again, 2 for 2 from the line. 6-point deficit here for LaSalle, offense, defense, as Timby will come off the floor replaced by Shane Holland. Here's a baseball pass. Hill trying to run that down. Oh, a beautiful tap back, but they can't keep it in. So LaSalle gets the turnover they need, and really the first chink in the armor here for Archbishop Carroll that's handled the pressure so well. You have to question that decision.
Yeah, no reason to go for the home run ball there.
Hill, that was an unbelievable tap. Honestly, I thought that Amari Stewart could have done a better job to get to that ball a bit quicker, snap it at the end line there, and just try to either get a timeout or something to that effect. Mike DePietro for 3. A one-possession game. Carroll trying to break down the pressure here from LaSalle again. Anquan Hill, this might be the guy to foul. Camden, he'll pull it back. And it is Mike DePietro to foul John Camden. Still just the 9th team foul, Joe. Front end of the 1-and-1 upcoming. And we say it all the time, games can be won and lost here at the front end. A huge one for John Camden.
I don't know if you would have fouled him there. I feel like you could have let him run around. Maybe he would have passed it or something. I mean, there's a lot of time left. minute 3, you're only down by 3.
And he hits the first. And to your point, Joe, if that's the guy that you don't want at the line, if that's the guy you want at the line, then certainly go hack him. But Camden, a good three-point shooter, certainly appears to be a good foul shooter as well. But he goes 1 of 2. So there you go. LaSalle got what they needed there. Still time for a quick 2. 57 seconds left in the game. Sam Braun pulls it back. Got to get a good look here. And it's thrown away. Not a good look from Braun. Turnover at the worst possible moment. And Dean Coleman Newsom will go to the line for 2. 10th team foul. Carroll in the double bonus the rest of the way.
LaSalle foul number 5, Liam O'Donnell.
That's one there, Joe, that, yeah, maybe it did get to O'Donnell without a tip, but Braun just panicked a little bit there. Pass didn't have enough juice. Somebody also has to cut back to him. And Camden brings it down. There's a foul again, and Camden back to the line for 2.
And I mean, Braun did throw it away a couple times earlier too, so.
LaSalle needs to hope for a miss, got to secure the rebound, and then get a quick one on the other end, preferably a 3. Camden hits the first. 6-point game, this to make it the all-important 3-possession game with 45 seconds left. Seven-point game for Archbishop Carroll. Verano, he'll drive baseline, back for Mike DePietro. Great look for Timby, got to get it up, and does. Can't hit, brought down by Camden. Archbishop Carroll certainly looks primed to take this one now. A good fight by the Explorers. But Camden has been proficient from the line to shoot 2, leading by 7 already with 30 seconds to play. That's not a bad look there from Timby.
No.
You'll certainly take that as a quick release, got it up. You can understand the very quick closeout there from Carroll, knowing that LaSalle was in search of a three. And Camden hits both, 65-56. DePietro. Braun will launch the three. No good. Braun will get his own rebound, though, and Verano launches a long one. It's good. So a timeout with 14 seconds left in the game. It's 65-59 Archbishop Carroll. At this point, you do need a steal, if not an immediate foul, Joe, but time getting short here for this LaSalle team, extended momentarily by the deep Nick Verano three.
Yeah, probably need a steal on a three too, I guess, and then another three, and it'd be tied. So, or I mean,
that's the roadmap, Joe.
Yeah.
You just laid it out there.
Yeah. And then I mean, and the hope is if they do inbound it, that they inbound it to a not so good free throw shooter.
Sure, no doubt about it. I mean, certainly the chances are quite small here, but LaSalle in the timeout trying to devise a way to salvage any chance here in this game. It has been a good fight. Extremely impressed by Nick Verano's ability to hit from beyond the arc. I would guess he has 6 triples on the day.
Yeah. At least. I mean, how many do you think him and Timby have combined?
10 or 11?
Yeah.
10 maybe? My guess would be 10 if I had to throw a number out there. AJ might have it. Let's check here. Nick Verano with 5 threes on the afternoon. What a tremendous day for him. Now LaSalle needs a steal here. And a quick foul by Liam O'Donnell. Less than a second came off the clock. John Camden to the line for another 2. And the way that play is devised, Joe, it seems like Francis Bowe is quite comfortable with sending Camden to the line for 2, the junior.
Did miss one earlier. So.
Camden hits the first. 3-possession game with 13.5 to play. Camden's second is good as well. 67-59, Archbishop Carroll. They have withstood quite the effort from this LaSalle team here today as Sam Braun finishes in the lane. 4 seconds left, down to 3, and LaSalle does foul with 2.2 seconds left in the game.
Southbound number 30, Jake Timby.
Really no point fouling there.
Amari Stewart will go to the line to shoot 2.
That's his second on the line, shooting 2. Amari Stewart.
Stewart misses the first. Archbishop Carroll will improve to 6-3 in the Catholic League. Stop a 2-game skid and improve to 3-2 on the road in the Catholic League. But a great effort by this Patriots team. One more at the horn. It's good. Count it for Sam Braun. Another look here at Braun. Padding the stats, cutting the deficit to just 4. But Archbishop Carroll, the winner here today, 68-64. And a good effort here from this LaSalle team, but the Patriots find a way on top. Bob Long, Joe Shuron back inside our booth. Your thoughts on the tail end of this one?
You know, I really did think LaSalle played well today. Probably one of their best outings of the year. I mean, offensively, they were really good. They seem to be coming together, and it was a close loss, and it hurts. They really got killed inside. I think that was the difference maker.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of teams are going to be that way against Archbishop Carroll. Tyree Kettner, Anquan Hill good inside. John Camden can stretch it from the perimeter. It's a tough team. This is a team that's going to be really good come playoff time. And LaSalle being able to hang in this game was quite impressive. The issue here is the one win or the one game on the schedule that you think reasonably, hey, this is a game we can absolutely come out and win, St. Joe's Prep. then you find a way against a Roman Catholic and Archbishop Wood. If you can get 2 of the next 3, you're in a really good spot. 1 of the next 3, you need a little bit of help to get to the Catholic League playoffs. So that's what we'll see here going forward. That's why this game and LaSalle's fight, you could see that this one meant a lot to them. I think a lot of these guys and the way they came out and fought. Francis Bowe on the other side has a great basketball team that you'll be seeing play late into February. But any last thoughts on this one before we bid our adieus until Friday?
Hopefully they can take some of the good positives into the Roman game. The shooting and how they were able to spread the floor. I think that was really good. And if they can continue that, they could have a shot against Roman. Yeah,
no doubt about it. But it'll be on Friday at Roman Catholic. Looking forward to that. We got a little wire in front of us here. Just toss that on the bleachers there. But Joe, appreciate being here with you. It's always a good time, my friend. And I'm Bob Long saying so long here from LaSalle College High School. Until next time, Archbishop Carroll 68, LaSalle 64. Have a great afternoon and evening, everybody, and we'll talk to you next week.